For this one, it's actually free of charge. Yes, it's free. You can go in without paying money. That's the best thing in life. Hi everyone, welcome back. So I'm back from my almost 2 months break in Japan, and as you can see, I have a ton to show you. For this video, I'm not sure if I'll be splitting it up into a few parts like my previous Japan haul, because I kinda want to share with you how I got into some of the events where I got some of these goodies. Furthermore, everything that you can see here is only part of the haul which I could fit in my luggage. Well, where's the rest of my stuff then? Continue watching if you want to find out more. Anyway, for everything that you see on this table, well, I hope I can finish it in one video. So without further ado, let's get started. Before I get into the things which I bought in this haul, I first want to go through the things which has been sponsored for this video. From a fellow YouTuber, Best Case Scenario, with his god luck hands, we played Kuji in Japan. A must do, I must say, especially in Japan, considering it kinda spread the gacha culture all over the world. Also, because in Japan, Kuji tickets are way cheaper. For this particular Kuji, each ticket was 850 yen. And if I tried to get this in Singapore, it would be double the price. So definitely worth it in Japan. Also, this particular Kuji was pretty much out of stock everywhere in Japan. It's super popular. Well, I mean it's Nikkei. Of course it's popular. So we decided that as long as we saw a Kuji board with the price figure still available, it was worth trying. And worth trying it was. Within just 20 pulls, using my head count, Best Case Scenario not only snagged prize D, nor just prize C, he pretty much snagged prize A, B, C, and D. It was really shocking and exciting to hear the staff ring the bell so many times in a row. We pretty much dispersed the queue from that Kuji. After all, we got all the prizes. Anyway, here's what we got. The lowest price in a Kuji set is J, and for the lowest, this Nikkei set gives acrylic stands. That's so worth it for 850 yen. Acrylic stands are usually more than 10 bucks, so even if we got a lot of the low prices, they are worth the value. Furthermore, these stands are printed on the front and back. I don't play Nikkei, but is seeing the girls from the back a thing? If it is, I can really see the appeal. Next is prize I, which is also an acrylic stand. I'm not sure what sets prize I apart from J. Is it the popularity of the characters? I don't know who this is, but she certainly looks a lot more attractive than the previous prize J girls. Next up is prize H, which is once again acrylic stands. By the way, these prize J to H stands are selectable, so we can pick what we want. However, that depends on what is remaining since we weren't the first to play this board. Also, the shop we played this Kuji in was pretty small, so the staff could only serve one person at a time. Hence, when selecting the acrylic stands, we couldn't communicate which to take so as to avoid duplicates. Despite the odds, we managed to get different acrylic stands with no repeats. Quite happy about that. Next is prize G, which are rubber coasters. I kinda feel that the acrylic stands were more worth it in terms of material, but at least these coasters are decently sized. The rubber material also feels nicer than those cheap rubber keychains. Plus, the chibified characters are so comical, and the size is just perfect to capture enough details in these artworks. I'm not sure if I'll be using these as coasters though. They look super adorable and definitely would look good in a display. Okay, moving on to the bigger prizes, prize F. These are A3 sized clear posters and also very worth it for 850 yen. As someone who likes to collect prints, these are so up my alley. The prints are really high quality and the Nikkei girls are such gems to look at. Are these graphics from the game? Do let me know if anyone knows. All the artworks are so aesthetic, and just like the acrylic stands, I'm so glad that they are all different. Next up, we have One Price E, which is once again an acrylic stand. The only difference is that this is in a blind pack with 5 different designs. Opening this up, I got Scarlet! Yay! Probably the only Nikke character which I know other than Alice. I only know her cause Good Smile's making a figure of her. It looks really awesome. For this acrylic stand, she's the only one in a kimono, so that's special. Okay, on to the last 4 prizes. Here is prize D, and it's ginormous. This is a bust acrylic stand of Crown, and I love the size of it. I've never seen something like this before, so it's a great concept. It comes with metal support rods, so you can prop this acrylic panel up. If you take a closer look, the print of this panel is so high quality. I love the artwork and character design. There is so much details on her hair and outfit. It's just gorgeous. Now I have a tea time companion to sit in front of me. Moving on, I have prize C. It comes in this fancy box, and inside, I have a A2 tapestry of Cinderella. Once again, this was less than $8, so worth it. The artwork is so pretty, and even at A2 size, the print is of such high quality. This is a really good price. Before I go into the final big prizes, I'm throwing in these 2 gacha toys, also sponsored by Best Case Scenario. These are little minifigures of Scarlet from a gachapon machine in Japan. The little minifigures have little plastic supports that attaches to a little plastic disc. This allows them to be propped up and displayed. Here is the first Scarlet I have, and for such a small thing, I think Scarlet is captured pretty well. Here is the second little Scarlet, and it's a little bit different from the first one. She has a closed smiling mouth compared to the other one which has an open smiling mouth. So yeah, they're still different. Now back to the Kuji. The first big prize is prize B. This is a non-scale figure of the previously mentioned Scarlet. The box is simple with windows on the front and side, and somehow this box managed to fit in my luggage and come out unscuffed. Opening this up, the box has pretty purple triangular patterns inside. Also, there is only one blister package, which includes this black transparent circular base, Scarlet's fancy white sword, as well as the figure of Scarlet herself, with a decent amount of plastic protection. At first glance, she looks really good. Anyway, here are all the components for this figure. On to assembly. For assembly, I'll just have to set her on the base. The base has a flat surface for Scarlet to simply sit on. As for her sword, according to the instructions on the box, I'm supposed to slide it through this hand first. Thereafter, the other end of the sword would go into this hand. However, I was not able to push the sword in far enough to simply slide the other end into her top hand. I had to use some force to push it in between the gap at her fingers. Thankfully, her fingers were a bit flexible and the handle of the sword managed to go in. It was a horrible experience, but I'm glad it went in safely. Once that is done, Scarlet can then be set on her base. Moving on, the last and best prize of this Kuji set is prize A. Also a non-scale figure, but this is of red hood. The box is similar to Scarlet's, with the exception that it is red. After all, this is red hood. Opening up this box, there is also only one blister package, and on the inner side of the box, there is a grey triangular pattern. Opening up the blister package, the first item we have is also the black transparent circular base, similar to Scarlet's. Last but not least, we have the figure of Red Hood herself, with no additional accessories. For assembly, I'll just have to set her on the base. Under Red Hood's shoes, there are 3 holes. This plugs into the pegs on her base. On a side note, I don't know why her base has this star. What's the story for that? Or is it just random? Anyway, red hood plugs into her base quite smoothly. With that, I have the Price B figure of Scarlet, as well as the Price A figure of Red Hood from the Nikke Chapter 4 Ichiban Kuji series, fully assembled. And for 850 yen each, these two figures are pretty impressive. Looking into Red Hood first, I love her pose. Is this how she looks like in-game? It's just like the acrylic stands where all the girls are taking aim at something. For a non-scale figure, she is 15 cm high, which feels like a 1/8 or 1/7 scale figure. So, pretty good size to have a lot of details. Zooming in, for a price figure, her head sculpt is pretty good. The hair is long and well sculpted. However, there is no shading and the plastic seems to be a bit translucent, like cheap plastic. But what can I expect from an 850 yen figure? However, her face is just wow. I think they captured Red Hood's face accurately, and I really love how vibrant and detailed her eye decals are. Moving down the figure, this pose certainly captures Red Hood's assets very well. At such a scale, there are so much details on her outfit. Her shoes look mecha with a bit of shiny silver color, and her jacket has a lot of shading, not something we usually see in price figures. Besides her outfit, Red Hood's gun looks fabulous. It is very detailed, with some red symbol of a wolf neatly printed on. Unfortunately, this is still a price figure. The paintwork at some areas are quite messy, like over here, where the black stains have spilled onto her skin. Moving on to Scarlet, who, just like Red Hood, is also very detailed. She's in a casual sitting pose and is about 12.5 cm high, which is about 1/7 or 1/8 scale. It's a really nice scale for a price figure. Zooming in, just like Red Hood, Scarlet's face is also perfect. The way her eye decals are done, so good. Moving down, Scarlet's outfit is also very detailed, with the baggy socks on one leg and her fancy shoes which look so painful to fight in. She also has this fancy layered belt, which has quite a bit of design painted on. The paint job seems a bit sloppy at some parts, but it's not bad. The most eye-catching asset of Scarlet is her huge circular hat, and on it, there is so much going on. That white strap on top is very well sculpted and makes her hat look very detailed. Also, compared to the rest of the figure, the edges around the hat seems to have the most shading. It looks really good. Despite how good the figure is, there are some flaws. Below the figure where no one sees, some of the glossy white paint seems to be scuffed. I'm pretty sure it's not me. There is also a black scarf under her hat, and sadly, once seen, it can't be unseen. Given how impressive these two price figures are, I'm not surprised that they are pretty high in the aftermarket. However, are they worth that price? Well, I don't think so. In the end, they are still price figures, and despite how detailed they are, there are quite a lot of flaws. So it's really not worth it to pay that much for these two figures. Also, I'm pretty sure that these two will have more scale figures coming up in future. In fact, there's already one scale figure of Scarlet and she looks amazing. So if I were to pick between the two, I would definitely go for the scale figure. That is only the case if I can't get this for 850 yen. I mean, for less than 8 bucks, this is worth it. And that's all from today's sponsor, Best Case Scenario. Be sure to check out his channel for more godlike pulls. He mainly does openings for trading cards like Pokemon and One Piece. He's got so many lucky pulls, like the Manga Go Roger card, the Manga Law card, as well as the Manga Nami card. So do check him out. I left a link to his channel in the description below. Okay, back to the video. In this trip, I invited myself to many of the events happening in Japan from November to December. I spent most of my time in Tokyo for this trip, and right when I arrived, the LAM exhibition was in its final week, so I had to go. This exhibition was held at Ikebukuro in the Animate store. And I was staying in Ikebukuro for a period of time. so it was really nearby. I did a little bit of research and found out that this exhibition required you to have an E+ account in order to purchase tickets. The problem is, an E+ account can only be made by a local Japanese. Even if you manage to get a Japanese mobile phone number, I eventually reached a page where they asked for an identification verification, and I could not pass that. So I gave up trying to make an E+ account. Thankfully, this exhibition allows purchase of tickets at the venue itself, provided that there are still tickets available. So I tried my luck, and lo and behold, I managed to get in. So happy I managed to get in. I suppose it's because the event is nearing its end, so there's not much crowd towards the end. After all, scalpers would usually appear at the beginning of the event to scalp merch. At the end, there are not much merch left, but I did manage to pick up a few stuff. As for the exhibition itself, it was so immersive. Here's a little glimpse of what's inside. After going through the exhibition, I felt a strong urge to pick up some of LAM's stuff. So here is what I got. But this is not all. There's also an art book, and it's kinda on the way to me. Yes, I shipped that book to myself from Japan. I'll share a little bit more about shipping from Japan. And this is a really useful skill to have, especially if you are planning to shop a whole lot, like me, in Japan. So keep watching this video to find out more about the process. Anyway, for this section, let's take a look at the stuff I got from LAM's Solo Exhibition. First up are the entrance ticket benefits. For each entry ticket, there is a free random shikishi of LAM's artwork. I wasn't particular about the design, so I'm really happy to have any of the shikishis as long as they were not repeated. His line art sketches look so aesthetic. Besides the shikishis, there is also a special ticket which you can buy for a higher price to get this additional goodie. It is an acrylic card with LAM's illustration for this exhibition, and it comes with this red neck strap with the same black and red theme design. The buckle of this neck strap also looks very unique. This strap allows you to wear the acrylic card out or hang it around. So this little accessory is quite fun to have. Moving on are the merch I got at the exhibition shop. First up, I have this blind pack for a can badge. There are a total of 6 different designs, and frankly, I'm okay with any one of them. From this pack, I got the upside down girl. The badge has a matte finish, which I feel is way nicer than glossy badges. On the back is the pin, and yes, she is indeed upside down. Quite unique and really happy to have this. Next is another blind pack, but this time it's from the Kuji game that they had at the shop. At the cashier, the staff would ask if you would like to get it, and for 700 yen, you stand a chance to get prize A to E, with A being the most worth it. I got prize D, which is this can badge. I got the purple design, which is quite pretty, so not the best price, but not bad either. I'll take it. Next up, one of my favorite things to collect, clear files. I grabbed all that was available at the exhibition shop. Each set is 900 yen, and there are 2 files for each set. So each file is 450 yen. Certainly one of the cheapest high-quality anime merch one can get in Japan. I love clear files because the plastic material is usually of very high quality, and for an A4 size, the print is very big. These files are also very easy to store, unlike big prints and tapestries. Having LAM's artworks as clear files is just value for money and space efficient. Once my shopping is done, I could get this very pretty paper bag for the goodies I bought. It's such a high quality paper bag that I could not bear to use it. The moment I got the goods, I went back to the hotel to store this paper bag before going out again. Can't let it get damaged. Besides the merch that I bought, I also found this free postcard. And no, it's not at the exhibition. It was at Big Camera at Shinjuku, and it's an advertisement for Wacom, which is a tablet brand for professional artists. Totally random, but it has LAM's artwork on it, so I took one. Should have taken more. Loss. Besides LAM Solo Exhibition, another exhibition I told myself that I had to go was the Demon Slayer Hashira Exhibition at Creative Tokyo Museum. Rengoku was in it, so I had to go. This one also required purchasing of tickets from E+, but since it's impossible for foreigners to get that, I had to try my luck. Unlike LAM Solo Exhibition, for this one, there was actually a super long queue in the morning. The staff informed me to come back after 12 noon, as that's when the crowd would be lesser. Also, that's the timing when they would start the sale of tickets at the venue. So I listened to the staff and came back at 12 noon, and true enough, there was no queue. So I managed to get myself in. That was also when I realized that the queue in the morning was because people wanted to rush through the exhibition to get to the goods. But the goods were not sold out, and I managed to get what I wanted. Sadly, for this exhibition, I could not get into the cafe. There was just no way. In order to get into the cafe, I had to book the special ticket through the E+ account, and there is just no way for me to get it. Hence, the only way I can get the cafe goods is to buy them secondhand from scalpers. Sobs. Anyway, I shared a little glimpse of what I saw in this exhibition from my shorts videos, so do check it out if you're curious. As for the stuff which I picked up from this exhibition, well, let's take a look. I may not have gotten the special cafe tickets, but I managed to get these entry ticket cards of Rengoku and Tengen. This ticket has a QR code at the back to interact with the various exhibits. Moving on, I picked up these 2 hangers of Rengoku and Tengen. I don't know where to put this, but it's just so funny to have. The hangers are made of thick cardboard, so finding a space to put this in the luggage was tricky. Thankfully, I managed to bring these 2 back safely. Like LAM's exhibition, I have to get files here as well. For this exhibition, they had these giant files, which seems to be a folder for files. It's a funny idea, but I'm buying it. To me, it just means that the print of the graphic is much bigger, and I'm always happy to have a big Rengoku print. Hehe. The exhibition also had normal-sized files, and a whole lot of them. Too much for my wallet. So I grabbed those that I shortlisted, including this file of Obanai. I was initially on the fence, but the more I looked at it, the more the color appealed to me. Same here for Sanemi. The green color looks really pretty. Next, I of course picked up Rengoku. Just having his hanger was not enough. I also got Tengen too, as well as this file with all the Hashira eyes. It's kinda strange, but they all look pretty cool like this. Besides the goodies at the exhibition, I also got some of the cafe goods at second-hand merch shops. Well, I just wanted this Rengoku, which I happened to see at K-Books for an okay price. I also found the cup sleeves for Rengoku and Tengen, And the price was really good. It's a lot cheaper than the cafe drinks, and these are still in really good condition. So worth the pickup. Moving on to the next exhibition, I managed to get into Raita's exhibition. For this one, it's actually free of charge. Yes, it's free. You can go in without paying money. That's the best thing in life. All you have to do is follow Raita's Twitter to stay tuned to events that Raita may have. From Twitter, I managed to find the link to get the free tickets to the Raita exhibition. All I had to do was create an account with the platform indicated in the link. For this particular platform, one account can only purchase one ticket. Purchase, but it's 0 yen, so it's pretty much free. The catch is that for this platform, you need to have a working phone number in Japan. It does not have to be a Japanese phone number. It can be your own telco number from your local country. But it just needs to work in Japan. Basically, you need to be able to send an SMS or message to the platform so that the platform can verify that you are authentic. I used my Singapore phone number and it managed to work. So with that, I got the tickets for free. Raita's exhibition was pretty small. On the walls and ceiling, there are artworks by Raita, and at the center, there are shelves of goods that's on sale. Despite how small it was, I really enjoyed taking a look at Raita's works in person. They are really amazing. Also, shopping for goods is really fun. And here are some of the things which I picked up. First up, I got this acrylic stand of Shuten Doji in a bunny suit. You know, this artwork has a bunny figure potential. Will freeing take it up? I highly doubt so. Next are clear files. Once again, sadly on the day I went, all the Shuten Doji designs were out of stock. So I settled with this Ibuki Doji one. She looks really amazing too. I also got another clear file of this guy, and sadly I don't know who he is, but he looks really cool. From my purchase, I also got this free pamphlet with the same dude on it, together with another blonde guy at the back. Well, it's free, so glad to have it. Besides the files, there were also postcards on sale, and Shuten Doji was still available, so I picked these up. There were many different designs, and the artworks were all very pretty. It was quite hard to choose. They even had the illustration of the Chinese zombie Shuten Doji figure, and I had to grab this. There is also a Shuten Doji in streetwear fashion, and I really love this rendition of her. Upon entry, I also got this free postcard, and it looks super adorable. Free stuff is awesome. Moving on, randomly on this trip, I stumbled upon a Maplestory exhibition and event at Shibuya. If you don't know what Maplestory is, it's a PC game from Nexon, which I believe originates from South Korea. Different parts of the world have different servers, and since I'm from Singapore, I play the SEA server. As for Japan, I think they have their own server, and even though I am not from the Japan server, I invited myself to this event. Yeah, I had to. After all, I've been playing this game since it came out in my schooling days. And I really love the 2D graphics this game has. Nowadays, it's all 3D graphics which don't really appeal to me. The 2D art style for me is the best. Plus, the characters are all chibi-fied. They are super adorable and make perfect androids. Like, seriously, we could do with a lucid android. Like, look at how cute she is. Please, Good Smile, please do a collaboration with Maplestory. I really want a lucid android. Anyway, as for the event, it was so awesome. I mean, they have free tote bags and free shirts, which you can make yourself. I wish the Maplestory event in Singapore would be more generous. I mean, look at that, free stuff. In fact, for the whole of 2024, we didn't have a Maplestory Singapore event. Malaysia had one, but we didn't celebrate the Maplestory anniversary last year. I was so disappointed. So seeing this in Japan made me really happy. I made a little short video for this event, so do check it out to see what it's like. As for the goods which I got from this event, there are quite a number of freebies. But there are also some things which I bought, like this thingy. Yeah, not the entire haul is here. There's some of the items which are still on the way to me, so I'll probably be sharing that when the item arrives. As for what I have right now, let's take a look. First up, the free stuff. At the event, they had these free cards for players to fill up and pass around to make new friends in-game. It's like a social event. In fact, I saw locals going around sharing their name cards. It's so nice. Next is this free apparel sticker, which you can use on fabric. It's quite high quality, but I don't think I'll use it. At the event, they also gave out in-game codes to redeem stuff, but I can't use it and I think it's expired. Oh wells. The bigger freebies from this event is the shirt and tote bag. You can design your own shirt or tote bag and keep it as long as you tweet these freebies with their hashtag. For the design, there are quite a lot of stickers to choose from, but you can only choose 3, so I picked my favorites. On the back of the shirt, there is the Maple Chaser in-game event logo, and the logo also indicates that this was in Shibuya, a nice reference for memory's sake. As for the tote bag, I also picked my favorite characters in-game. If only they had a Lucid sticker. All 3 would be Lucid. I really love Lucid. I need more merch of her. Moving on to the things which I actually bought. Here is the desk mat, and it's pretty long. It features the illustration of the recently revamped Aran and Eonwoo from the most recent game update. Why no Lucid? The last item I have with me on hand is this paper bag. It's a simple white paper bag, but it has the Maplestory iconic monsters on it. So I figured I should keep it for memory's sake. Also at Shibuya, the last exhibition which I managed to catch was the Mikapikazo exhibition, in collaboration with Disney. This exhibition was free, so anyone could just walk in without any tickets. Thankfully, the crowd wasn't too bad and I managed to take some pretty nice shots at the exhibition. I made a little video in my shorts, so if you are curious to see what the exhibition is like, do check it out. Together with the exhibition, there was also a pop-up store, and some of the goods from this pop-up store was only available after a certain date. So I pretty much came back to this exhibition twice because I wanted to get the goods that was part of the second phase of the pop-up store. In particular, the designs of the Disney princesses in Mikapikazo's art style. Yeah, I pretty much went trigger happy at this exhibition. So let's take a look at what I got. First up are can badges. These are blind packs for the Disney princesses, and there are 5 different designs in total. Sadly, for blind packs, there is no guarantee to get all the different designs, and there is a chance of duplicates. Well, hopefully my luck is okay. For the first blind pack, I got Snow White, and the badge has a glossy finish. The print of this artwork is so pretty. Sadly, Snow White isn't my favorite since her eyes are closed, missing out on Mikapikazo's signature starry and colorful eyes. The next can badge I got is Alice in Wonderland. Look at how big and shiny her eyes are. This is what Snow White is missing out on by sleeping. For the third blind pack, I got Ariel, my favorite design of all the Disney princesses. Last but not least, I got... shucks, Alice in Wonderland again. So sad that this is a repeat. Oh wells. Moving on, the next type of merch I got are clear files, of course. And I took everything. Other visitors may have thought I was crazy, but to me, clear files were the most value for money. The prints are A4 size and they are of such high quality. These illustrations are Mikapikazo's rendition of the Mickey Mouse gang, and they look fabulous. But instead of the Mickey Mouse gang, my favorite illustration is of the Disney princesses. and this was part of the phase 2 of the exhibition. So I came back twice so that I could pick this up. Like, even Snow White with her eyes closed looks beautiful. For 550 yen each, worth it. Speaking of prints, I went for the big ones at this exhibition. For a B2 size poster, these are only 3,300 yen each. It's comparable with A3 prints from Artist Alley's, so why not? The problem is bringing these prints back. The solution? Simple. Find an art supply or architecture craft shop and buy these tube storage boxes. In traditional practice, this is how blueprints are stored. So I can use this to roll my prints up and store them. It's sturdy enough to survive my luggage. And survive they did. I got 2 prints, one of Alice in Wonderland and the other of Ariel. The colors are contrasting, so they will look really good together. From all my purchase, I managed to get 5 different postcard benefits. One random postcard is given for every 3,000 yen spent, and in Japan culture, even though these are random, within each receipt there will be no duplicates. Hence, I could get all the designs for spending everything within a single receipt. Yay! Besides those exhibitions, the main highlight of my trip were actually 2 main events that occurred in December: Jumpfest and Comiket. Jumpfest usually occurs towards the end of December, sometime before Christmas. And Comiket, usually 1 to 2 weeks after Jumpfest. So if you plan it right, you can actually pay a visit to both events within a single trip. And thankfully, because my trip was pretty long, I managed to catch both events. For Jumpfest, it is actually free. As for Comiket, you have to buy a ticket. And thankfully, this ticket is available on the International E+. Yes, which means foreigners can get it. In fact, I managed to get the Comiket ticket a few days before the event. So it was quite last minute and there were still tickets available. I don't know if I was lucky or not, but maybe there are not as many foreigners buying the Comiket tickets. It could be because not many people know how to. As for Jumpfest, even though the event is free, it's a lot harder to get in. Rather than saying it's hard, it's a lot trickier because you kind of need to know your way around. Thankfully for me, I went with a friend who has been to Jumpfest before and he's super familiar with the process. Apparently, in order to get into Jumpfest, you have to first install the Navi app. From the Navi app, you have to create an account and everything is in Japanese. So I have to go back and forth with Google Translate in order to navigate my way through this app. Anyway, since my friend was helping me get the ticket, all I had to do was create an account and pass him my account details so he can register us all together with him as the leader account. Now this is for the lottery tickets. The lottery tickets guarantees you access in the morning session of the Jumpfest. And that is the time when you want to get into Jumpfest because there will be less people and all the goodies will still be available. I don't know how, but my friend's luck was pretty good, so we managed to secure the morning lottery ticket for one day, and that's the second day. Sadly, if you don't get the lottery ticket, which we didn't get for day 1, we have to apply ourselves to get the afternoon ticket, which is for general public. The sad thing about coming in the afternoon is that there will be much more people and most of the goods, especially the freebies, will be unavailable. No more, gone. Morning slot people took everything. As for us, since we managed to get the morning tickets in day 2, we decided to use day 1 to recce the site. Basically, to find out where all the freebies are and target those booths first the moment we enter the hall on the second day. So yeah, we have a strategy. And that's also when I learned what people do at the Jumpfest. We pretty much go around the hall looking for freebies. And if you take a look at what I got, the freebies are really amazing. Of course, there's 2 groups of people. One group going around for freebies, and the second group going around for the exclusive merch which they sell at Jumpfest. in particular at the Jumpfest store. For goods which are not popular, you can actually find them at the Jump shop around Japan after the event. For example, this box of biscuits, which I got from the Jumpfest event, was widely available at many of the Jump shops after Jumpfest. So I could pick up more of these, actually. However, for popular goods, like this Sakamoto Days Art Coasters box, you can't find them anywhere after the event, and scalpers usually sell this at pretty high price. As for Comiket, there are also two things which you can do, similar to Jumpfest. Firstly, you go around collecting freebies. In fact, I think some of the things which I got from Comiket are actually in this pile. I think I've mixed them up. Oh wells. The second thing which you can do at Comiket is to shop for merch. And there are two types of merch. Firstly is from the corporate booth. For example, this is from the UFO table or Aniplex booth, and I snagged some Demon Slayer stuff. The second type of items are doujin items, and that's at the doujin market site. It's similar to an artist alley, but they mostly sell doujins there. And for the doujin market, it can be quite chaotic, especially if you're hunting for a particular artist who is very popular. You've got to know exactly where that guy's booth is and run there straight. Because I've heard that things sell out pretty fast in the doujin market. Thankfully for me, I wasn't really looking for any doujin stuff there, but I was hunting for the Demon Slayer goods. So I queued at this booth instead. For the rest of the event, I just went around collecting free stuff, just like Jumpfest. Anyway, that's enough rambling from me. Let's take a look at what I got from Jumpfest and Comiket. From this Japan trip, I suddenly started a paper file collection. I don't know why, but these anime paperbacks look amazing. This is a bleach one, and it's worth keeping for the effort required to get it. At Jumpfest, they had these QR codes with bleach characters scattered all around the various halls. To get the bag, you have to scan and register all the QR codes. It's like a treasure hunt. So that game itself was very memorable. Next is this white paper bag, and it's huge. It's perfect for storing things. Here is the first stage production paper bag, and the design is really cute. I quite like the colors of this bag, and it's very eye-catching. One of the most popular bags I saw at Comiket is this Yo-Star bag, and everyone was carrying one. You can see why. By the way, for these few bags, people were giving them out for free, so anyone can just walk over and grab one. Of course, it's while stock lasts. Same goes for this really pretty looking bag. It's free, even though it's so pretty. Out of all the bags I got, nothing beats Saitama. It's just his face. In order to get this one, we had to be at one of the booths at Jumpfest at the correct timing to watch them play an anime trailer. Once that is over, a staff with a whole bunch of paper bags will come out, and you must head to the front of the stage to grab one. It's free, but first come first serve. Other than paper bags, some were plastic bags, and these are quite pretty and cute. Like this one is really tiny. Super cute. Other than paper bags, both Jumpfest and Comiket had a lot of flyers and brochures, some of which were in the paper bags and some were distributed. There is a Jumpfest venue map, which is memorable to keep, and it was really useful during the event. Comiket had a foreigner-friendly version, and that's really nice. It roughly indicates where the corporate and doujin halls were, and that's useful. But best of all is this Comiket booklet, which features the Comiket illustration by the selected artists. I kept this solely for the front cover print, although there are some useful information about the booths inside. There are a whole lot of other flyers and brochures, all of which are themed around anime and manga. There was even a little booth for schools promoting the works they do and providing application documents, like this one. Some of these papers have very nice prints, so I brought all of them back to look through and review which one to keep. Most of these brochures are promoting new up-and-coming news for the various booths. Quite a lot of them are promoting new games, which I know nothing about. Some are catalogs of booths merch, so people can have an idea on what they are selling. For example, I got this catalog from the Taimanin booth at Comiket. I didn't buy anything there, but I took this paper instead. That probably defeats the purpose for them. Yeah, I took a lot of paper, and I know nothing about all of these. But some of these are really pretty, quite nice as reference for anime art. Besides A4 brochures and flyers, some booths find creative ways to create their advertisements. A change in format is quite nice to see every now and then. And personally, I really love these in postcard formats. They usually feature a very pretty artwork and are quite nice to store. Like, look at these postcards. I'm certainly keeping some of them. There were also people distributing free doujins, and these are especially high quality works. The art is very professional and definitely took a lot of effort to put together. Yet, these were free. Can you imagine that? Another thing, during winter it was super cold, so it was quite thoughtful for some of the booths to give heat packs with their flyers. I used all the heat packs there. Other than paper, the freebies also included merch. Some of these came in paper bags, but most were being distributed for participating in the various activities scattered around the halls. For example, I won this glass mug for pulling a free lucky draw at a booth. It has the print of the VTuber, I think, and it's quite pretty. Not bad for the freebie. Other than the mug, you could also win this clear file, which I love having. There were also other booths giving out clear files, and I really love it. I wish there were more though. Most of the activities for these freebies revolved around following the booths on Twitter and retweeting their posts with hashtags. So it's good to have Twitter or X already installed before going. Some booths use the Line app, so do have that ready as well. Most important is to have internet. At Jumpfest, for the more valuable goodies, there were game booths promoting new games, and it had a long queue to play the demo of the games. And after playing the demo, you get a freebie, like this bleach acrylic stand. I got one because I played the game even though I suck. There is also a Monster Hunter freebie, and you get this really cool bag. However, the game is too difficult for me. I had a horrible experience. I'm sorry, I ran out of ammo and I was just getting beat. I'll stick to the good old 2D Maplestory. At one booth in Jumpfest, we had to go around collecting stamps to get some goodies. It's a fun activity and I get to keep this stamp booklet. Upon completing the task, I got a bunch of stickers, and the packaging is really cute. The stickers are of various anime, and there is a smaller version as well as a big version. It's a duplicate, but bigger is better. There were other booths giving out stickers as well, but only this one had a KJ8 sticker. Oh well, better than nothing. Most of the series from Shonen Jump I recognize, but that is not the case for some of the other stuff. At Jumpfest, they've got a really interesting way to promote new materials. There were photo booths set up where you could take a photo and get freebies. It's an interesting concept to promote yourself. And because of the freebies, these booths gathered a crowd to promote the new manga. There were also booths giving out cards, and some of these are collectible cards. The nicer ones had Twitter activity, which means you have to follow them and do some retweets. There was also a booth giving out free card sleeves, and these were useful to store some of the pretty looking cards that were being given out. Yes, some of these cards are sleeve worthy. Some booths were also giving out card packs, and inside, the cards are quite pretty with very shiny prints. There were quite a few Dragon Ball cards as well, although I'm not sure if these packs are all the same or have random cards. Okay, enough with the free stuff. On to the things I spent money on. At Jumpfest, a lot of the merch booths required an entry ticket, and you must book a time slot to enter. If you could only get into the halls in the afternoon, there's no way you can get a time slot. It will be fully booked. But by a sheer stroke of luck, if you manage to get in, you can take the shopping list and check the items you want. It's all in Japanese, so Google Translate is super useful. At the Animate or Movik store, I got these acrylic stands. Somehow I managed to get in, but not the case for some other booths. However, there is still hope because it's possible to buy these merch online during the 2 days. However, it's still cheaper to buy these at the event since there are no domestic shipping fees and proxy fees. Plus, I can carry this back home myself. Orders from the online store will only be released a few months later, so it's like taking a pre-order. Hence, buy online only if you desperately need the merch, like I do need hoshina. Besides acrylic stands, I also got some postcards since the price was pretty good there. Besides, this set of postcards have the kaiju characters being super casual. And as a set, this means hoshina is included. Look, he's sipping coffee. The next booth I managed to get myself in is the Enski merch shop, which was also at Jumpfest. Once again, more hoshina merch. This booth also had more postcards, but the cards are in a photo paper material. I fear touching the surface would leave a fingerprint. Other than that, the print is actually really nice, and the card is of high quality. I also got the Demon Slayer set since it had rengoku on it. These are designs from back when the Mugen Train arc was airing, so it's kinda random they brought it back. It also has Tengen in it, so that's kinda nice. The next shop at Jumpfest, which was really popular, is the Toho animation store. Most people were aiming for the Hero Academia goods. And true enough, a lot of goods were sold out. But I managed to get these clear files. You know, even though I managed to get the morning slot on day 2, the slots for the Toho merch booth was perpetually closed. I was gonna give up and buy the merch online, but at around 4 PM, the booth opened up for all. I managed to get into the queue and buy some merch. I suppose this surprising event happened because it was close to the closing time of Jumpfest, which is at 5 PM, and the queue for the Toho animation store was dwindling down. Well, everyone was going after the Jumpfest store. So yeah, here's another tip. You can try your luck to enter the booths near the closing time. They might have free entry. From the Toho booth, I got quite a bit of hoshina stuff, and I'm so happy I did not have to buy this online. It's really a lot, so I saved quite a bit of money by getting this at the event itself. Best case scenario joined me in the queue as well and picked up these 3 blind packs of Ken badges. He let me film them for content, so let's see what we get. First up is Mina with her giant ass gun. As for the next blind pack, it's Reno with a butterfly monster. On to the last pack. What will my very lucky friend get? Pulling this out, it's purple. Wait, no way. No way, it's hoshina. No, seriously, I need him to pull blind packs for me from now onwards. Jeez. Can I have hoshina? Other merch that I got at this Toho shop are of course more hoshina goodies. This is the rectangular can badge of hoshina in one of my favorite illustrations. I have this as my phone wallpaper ever since I saw it from the magazine. For the same price, I also got this hoshina collaboration with Godzilla notepad, and it's just so adorable. Godzilla in KJ8, how fitting. Next are stickers, which I feel are always too expensive in Japan. But I picked this up anyway since the Toho booth was quite difficult to get in. The last shop at Jumpfest, which was the hardest to get in, is the Jumpfesta booth. It's just impossible to get a time slot for this thing. But my lucky friend somehow got it. I don't know how, but he got it. So I gave him my shopping list and sent him on a mission to grab some stuff. Firstly is this biscuit box, which I mentioned you could get at any jump shop after the event, so it's not super popular much. But inside, there is this random sticker, so it's not that bad. The biscuits come in this very colorful packaging, and inside, they appear to be like butter biscuits. To be honest, I'm not sure what it is, but it's quite yummy. A pretty nice tidbit to snack on. From the Jumpfest shop, I of course picked up the clear files that were still available. These prints are really pretty since it adopts the manga art style. Sadly, I think these two files were sold out at Jumpfest, so after the event, they can't really be found at any other jump shops. The next item I got is this Yu-Gi-Oh! Desk mat, and it's in the manga art style. It's a really simple design, but makes a really nice backdrop for my shelves. Yeah, this would be nice to cover the transparent risers I have in my shelves. The quality is pretty good, so really nice desk mat. The main merch that I was targeting for at the Jumpfest shop is this Sakamoto Days art coaster box set. The box has 45 different coasters, plus 3 additional coasters. So there are a total of 48 designs. These are paper coasters, but the paper feels more like cardboard. It's pretty thick, and the quality feels really nice. This entire box set was under 6,000 yen at the Jumpfest event. However, after the event, I've seen scalpers asking for more than 7,000 yen on Mercari. And to be honest, for a popular series like this, I feel that the price is likely to go up, sadly. Plus, the Sakamoto Days anime recently got aired, so I suppose it's only gonna get more popular. I watched the first episode and it's really entertaining. It's a good old shonen anime. Plus, you can hear Gintoki's voice in Sakamoto. It's kinda hilarious. Anyway, as you can see, this box set has a lot of coasters, so for the original price, worth it. The last item my friend grabbed at the Jumpfest booth is this blind pack. I initially thought it was a coaster, but inside there are 2 stickers. I put the Naruto one as well as the Sakamoto Days one. Very nice. And that's all for Jumpfest. At Comiket, I only shopped at the UFO table booth. First up, there is a venue-only Kuji, and you play for the character which you like the most. Sadly, they don't have Rengoku nor Tengen, so I went with Gyu. I played 10 pools, and what I have here are only the worst and best prizes I got. The rest of the prizes are on the way to me on a ship. The best prize I got is a prize B, but I feel this is way better than the prize A, which is just an acrylic stand. This is an acrylic shikishi panel, and it feels super premium. The acrylic panel appears to be layered, and it looks super pretty with the gold foil print. On the back, you can definitely see that this is a shikishi board. Because I played 10 pools, I got this Gyu postcard as a benefit, a nice freebie to have. The main thing I wanted to get at this Comiket booth was the newly released art books deluxe box for the Swordsmith arc and Hashira training arc. I've been collecting these box sets since season 1, so I might as well continue doing so for the rest. This here is the Swordsmith arc, and you can choose between Mitsuri and Muichiro. I went with Mitsuri cause she is super cute. Together with the art book, this fancy white box comes with the acrylic stand, shikishi board, as well as this big print of the book cover. As for the art book, it's decently thick and heavy. There are artworks of this series in colored manga style for half of the book, and the other half, the colored manga becomes black and white sketches, which also look really cool. Sure, the graphics are the same, but it's in a different color, so I'm still quite happy to have this book. Here are all the things that come in this deluxe box set. Moving on to the second box set, this is for the Hashira training arc. And for the box design, you can choose between Gyome, Saname, Obanai, Gyu, and Shinobu. I picked Mitsuri in the first box, so I had to go with Obanai for this one. I mean, they are just the cutest pairing in this series, a mix of contrasting personalities. Anyway, for this box set, the content is pretty much the same as the previous one. The book is also similar, where there are colored prints for this arc in half of the book, and on the other half of the book, the prints are in black and white, using the same graphics. For these two box sets, I plan to just leave everything inside and display the box on my shelf somewhere. They make really nice backdrops since they are white. A huge benefit for buying these books at Comiket instead of online is to get this paperback. Yeah, I kinda started a paperback collection from this trip, but this one is quite pretty. You can only get one bag for each receipt, so I saw people queuing multiple times to get a few bags. But I had a friend with me, so I managed to split the receipt into two and get 2 bags. Besides Tokyo, I also made a short little trip to Osaka for about a week. But what I did there is similar to my previous trip to Japan in July. You can check out my previous Japan haul videos to see how I planned my itinerary for Osaka. Well, it's the usual anime shopping spots, as well as USJ of course. After all, I made an annual pass. How did I get a USJ annual pass? Well, the trick is, if you're going to USJ and you know you'll be back within the year, you can actually convert your ticket to an annual pass just by topping up a little bit more. And you can do that at the service counter at USJ over here. But in order to get the annual pass, you must go there early before the park closes. Because once the office closes, that's it, you can't get an annual pass anymore. Besides USJ, I pretty much did the same things again in Osaka, with one exception, the KJ8 Exhibition. I mean, it's KJ8. I had to go. They had hoshina in it. Just like the other exhibitions in Japan, this one also required an E+ account to buy a ticket. I was quite worried because the Tokyo exhibition was super crowded and my proxy had to wait in the queue for quite a long time to get in. Plus, the goods were almost all sold out. Even though the goods will restock, they would sell out again within a short period of time. So yeah, I was pretty worried that I couldn't even get into this exhibition, let alone purchase any goods. But regardless, I had to try my luck. I mean, I needed to go and see hoshina after all. So tried my luck I did, and lo and behold, I managed to get in. Yay! By the way, for such exhibitions, you should first check out whether on-site tickets are available for sale. For some exhibitions, it's actually not available, so you'd rather not waste your time going there. For this particular exhibition, I know that it's available as long as there isn't too much of a crowd. And thankfully, the Osaka venue had no crowd at all. And I could take very nice photos of the exhibits without anyone in the background. I did a little shorts video of the exhibition, so you can check it out. The whole experience was really immersive and I got to see hoshina. Super happy about it. Plus, since the crowd was not too bad, all the goods were available. It made me regret getting from the proxy, but oh wells. Even though I already bought some of the merch from the proxy, I still picked up a few stuff, so let's check out what I got. For this exhibition, I deliberately went on a Thursday so I could get the Narumi name card, which is the bonus for every entry ticket. Inside the exhibition, there is also a mini-game where you have to find the imposter roaming around the exhibits and identify the word on his armband. After you inform the staff what the word is, you will get this free postcard. It's a nice little activity to play. As for the merch shop, the first thing I bought is this Narumi bell keychain. It looks so cute, and the more I looked at it, the more it appealed to me. Narumi's expression is so funny and he is a bell. He's really noisy. Next, I got this light acrylic keychain for hoshina. As seeing this in person, I realized the quality and colors are really pretty, so I couldn't resist. I also got one for Narumi, and he looked really good as well. Another item I picked up is this canvas board of a vampire Narumi with Kikoru. It looks so hilarious that I had to get this. It's a canvas board, so it will look really nice in a shrine. Next, I also picked up this Narumi acrylic stand. I was initially on the fence for this one, but since I managed to get into the exhibition, I figured why not. I mean, it looks pretty nice. Moving on to the next goodies, I picked up the t-shirts. I didn't want to get this through the proxy since the fees would be too expensive. So I told myself that I would get this only if I could get into the exhibition myself. And I managed to get in. The first shirt I got is the Hoshina and Kaiju 10 shirt. Sure, it's pricey, but the print is quite pretty. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there are sparkles in Kaiju 10's eye. The next shirt is Narumi's Sincerity shirt. It's a very simple design, so it's cheaper, and comes with an acrylic badge with Narumi wearing the same shirt. It's kinda cute, so I wanted it. It's a perfect shirt to lounge around at home. The next item I picked up is a box set for the postcard blind packs. I got the box set since I wanted a guaranteed Hoshina and Narumi. This box was pretty much sold out quite often in Tokyo, so I'm really happy to get this. There was quite a lot of stock in the Osaka exhibition. There are 9 different designs with the postcards in a metallic looking texture. These are all really pretty. And at the bottom of the postcard, there is the combat level percentage of the different characters. Kafka is at 1%, so that's hilarious. Anyway, these cards are so pretty, and seeing them in person, I kinda get why they were sold out so often in Tokyo. Moving on, the last goodie I picked up at this exhibition is the Artworks coaster box set for KJ8. Just like the Sakamoto days from the Jumpfest, this one also has 45 different designs plus 3 bonus coasters which you can only get from the box set. So there are a total of 48 different designs. These coasters are also in a thick paper or cardboard material, and it feels really high quality. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna use them as coasters. The graphics are also in the manga art style, which I love way more than the anime art style. There are quite a few Hoshina and Narumi prints in this set, and just for that alone, I think getting the whole box is worth it. KJ8 had an earlier version of the coasters box set, and that one went up in value quite a bit after the anime came out. I wonder if this one will go up as well. I don't know. Coasters seem to be very scalpable merch to many people. Suckers like myself would definitely buy into it. Besides the exhibition, I also managed to make my way into the cafe. The cafe is actually not very crowded, and I could get a slot by walking in. But that is only the case if you don't go on the weekend, and if you don't go on the day when the Hoshina menu opens up. Yes, there was a Hoshina menu. They serve a dish with Hoshina on it, and on that day a lot of people came, so yeah. How I know this? It's because I went multiple times. And in order to get in on those crowded days, you do need to get a reservation. There was a QR code outside the cafe, and I used that to book the cafe multiple times on this trip. Yeah, I really just wanted to see Hoshina many times. The good thing is, making the reservation was free of charge, so all you need to do is just show up. Anyway, for the cafe goods, here is what I got. For the cafe goodies, you can get a free desk mat for each meal or dessert you order. There are 3 different designs, so it's possible to get one each if you order 3 meals or desserts within a single receipt. I went a few times, so I think I tried everything on the menu. It's standard cafe food, but my favorite has to be this Iharu and Reno matcha dessert. It was super yummy and I was quite tempted to get more. Anyway, for each dish that they served, they came with these little tags that were used to decorate the plates. Since I tried everything, I pretty much got everything. And for the Hoshina menu, I got it twice. So yeah, I have 2 Hoshinas. Lost. As for the bonus desk mat, since I got so much food, I pretty much got the corresponding amount of desk mats. And yes, I got all 3 designs. Plus, I have multiples of each design. I wish I had more hoshina designs though. I only have 2 shops. Here is the last design, and I got 3 copies of this as well. Besides the food, the drinks also have their own set of benefits. Each iced soda came with a straw that had a little tag. I was trying to get all the coasters, so had to finish all my ice cold drinks and ice cream in the winter. I managed to do so kudos to that. As for the coasters, because of my effort and money, I got all the different designs. Each drink you get entitles you to 1 random coaster, which are pretty high quality. If you buy 7 drinks within 1 receipt, it is possible to get all the different coaster designs, like I did here. Besides the stuff I picked up at exhibitions and events, I also did quite a bit of shopping. Like my previous Japan trip, I usually drop by anime-related shops like Animate, Lashingbang, Book Off, as well as the Mugiwara store. By the way, not everything I picked up from Japan is here, so I'll only review those items once they've arrived. Anyway, enough rambling, let's take a look at what I got over here. At some of these anime merch shops, I can find pretty good deals for second-hand anime books. There are also bookstores with shelves of doujins, and it's really fun to look through them. For example, after Comiket, I could find some of the doujins that were sold at the doujin market at Melon Books, like these No Game No Life art books. Although, if I'm not wrong, these doujins came with more bonus merch at Comiket, so it would have been better to get them there. But I didn't really manage to explore the doujin market, so I settled for what I could get at Melon Books. I also found Sakiyama's latest doujin art book of bunnies, volume number 6. She keeps releasing these volumes and I keep getting them. Right now I'm missing volume 4, but it shouldn't be too hard to find online. At Melon Books, there were actually a lot more which I wanted to get, like this Mikapikazo exhibition art book. Well, it was either that or these JK-san doujins, and you can see which I went for. Oops. Besides doujins, I also got some second-hand art books which are at a really good price. For example, this Mugen Train art pamphlet was selling for over 1,000 yen back then, but now this is under 50 yen. What a steal! No idea why this is less than 50 yen, but I got it because Rengoku was on the cover box. The next deal I got are the artwork books for Black Butler. I've been wanting to get these but never got around to do so because of the price. Even though these are 1/3 the original price, they seem to be in really good condition. I've also got a bunch more books which were too heavy for my luggage, so they are on the way to me by ship for now. Other than anime merch shops, I also like to visit the music shops in Japan. If you didn't already know, Japan has a huge music industry. Hence, unlike Singapore, they have a lot of music shops that sell vinyls. And they're like everywhere. It's a treasure trove. The first item I got is this CD by Taku Iwasaki for the Noragami series. I really love his songs in this anime, and I was reminded of it after I watched the recent Mononoke movie, where he also composed the music in it. There is no vinyl for this soundtrack, so I settled for the CD. There are 2 Noragami soundtracks, and I managed to get both at Tower Records. To be honest, if they made vinyls for this series, or even the recent Mononoke movie, I would certainly love to get those too. Taku Iwasaki's music is just so fun and traditional. It's like a mix of really good stuff. Next is a piece of nostalgia. I found this Folder 5 Believe vinyl, and if you don't know, Believe is the second opening song for the One Piece anime. I love this song, like a lot. Next, I got this vinyl of Portrait by Hanako Hara, and to be honest, I got this only because of the cover. Well, I figured that I should give it a try, since this vinyl was giving me Tokyo City pop chill music vibes. Speaking of chill Tokyo music, the next CDs I got are of the Tokyo chill music from the Shibuya Tower Record store. There are vinyl versions of these, but I found this miniature rendition of the vinyl to be quite adorable. The CD covers are designed like vinyl sleeves, and even the way the CDs are stored, quite similar. Even the songs listed adopts the format found in vinyls, with the side A and side B. So yeah, it can be pretty misleading actually. This CD had a unique Shibuya Tower Records special art print, and it's a really nice souvenir to grab from there. Besides those CDs, I also picked up the Lo-Fi Tokyo Chill music in vinyl form. And this version consists of various anime music in the Lo-Fi Tokyo Chill music style. Not only is the vinyl sleeve so pretty, the music is also perfect to play in the background. I was only grabbing the anime related ones, so I managed to find the Studio Ghibli version of this lo-fi vinyl. Ghibli music in this style, that is just bliss. It's super relaxing to play in the background. The kind of vibe you definitely want in your home. There were two versions of this Ghibli vinyl which I had to hunt for, so I went to various Tower Records and HMV stores. Thankfully, I managed to find both vinyls in this trip, considering that CD Japan no longer has them in stock. I have no idea where else to get them. In addition to the vinyls, the Tower Records store was also selling this corresponding vinyl slip mat. It's so cute, so I had to get it, despite the price. Speaking of chill music, I want to introduce you all to one of my longtime favorite artists, Creva or Dr. K. I did not know he had vinyls, so when I saw this at one of the Tower Records store, I realized that he had a few vinyls, so I went on a hunt for them. Creva is a DJ musician who does rap music, which makes you want to bob your head. Go check him out if you do not know him. Somehow, I managed to find all three of Creva's available vinyls and pick them up. To my pleasant surprise, not all these songs seem to be on Spotify, so I got to listen to new stuff from the vinyl. My favorite vinyl from Creva is this big vinyl, Creva Kick the Can Crew. If I'm not wrong, the Kick the Can Crew was the group that Creva was in previously. Now he is going solo if I'm not wrong. Anyway, the vinyl is pink. I don't know why, but I love it. The next vinyl I picked up is this Demon Slayer one for the Hashira training arc. Well, I got it because of Sanami and Obanai's giant face. Sadly, I couldn't find the one for the Swordsmith arc, so I don't have Miuchiro's and Mitsuri's giant face. Oh wells. Next, one of the best finds I got is this Nujabe's box set from the Yen Town Market. I actually stumbled upon this shop at one of the malls in Shibuya and surprisingly found this box set vinyl for the Samurai Champloo soundtrack. I already got the bigger vinyls which were recently re-released, but this orange box set is just too hard to resist. Inside the box, there are goodies with Samurai Champloo designs, and there are also 6 different mini vinyls. The sleeves of all the vinyls are so pretty, and they feature the different Samurai Champloo characters. Also, the vinyls themselves have very pretty colors. 3 of the vinyls in this set are in a transparent orange color. The color is so vibrant and totally matches the color of the box and the vinyl sleeves. The design of this set is really well thought through. The remaining 3 vinyls are in a white translucent color, which also looks very stunning. For the price that I paid, even though this is a small vinyl box set, I think it's well worth it. I'm not sure if I'll play the vinyl since the music should be the same as the bigger version, but this is certainly a gem to collect for any Samurai Champloo fans. Speaking of Nujabes, when I was in Japan, I think they had a re-release of his vinyls and I could find quite a lot of them in the stores. Of course, after 2 weeks or so, they went out of stock pretty quickly. Thankfully, I managed to get the main ones which I was eyeing at the original price. The first one is this metaphorical music with the pretty vinyl sleeve cover. For the second vinyl, I found it a little bit misleading. This is by Hideout Productions with Nujabe songs inside. The sleeve cover makes it seem like this vinyl is a set with the previous one. However, I don't think it is based on the title of this vinyl. This vinyl is called the first collection set, and for some reason, the second collection set has a totally different sleeve cover design. I was pretty confused at the beginning, so what's up with the sleeve designs? Anyway, I picked up the second collection sets by Hideout Productions as well, since I figured that the vibes of the music should be similar. Besides, if these vinyls were going out of stock, they must be pretty good. Lastly, another kind of merch that I wanted to look for in this trip, which I did not do so in my previous trip, was for One Piece cards. Since I was traveling with my buddy Best Case Scenario, I figured I might as well look for some of the One Piece cards which I am missing. After all, he knows where all the card places are, and he can help me identify whether the price is right or not. Be sure to check out his channel in the link in my description below if you are interested in trading card related videos. When I mentioned hunting for One Piece cards, I meant hunting for One Piece lore cards. I wanted to collect all the lore cards available, so yeah, Japan is the best place for that. The prices for most of the lore cards seem to be quite decent, and the holographic prints on some of these cards are just gorgeous. These One Piece cards are so pretty with unique artworks, so they make really nice collectibles even if you don't play the game. Besides lore, there are some cards of other characters which I really wanted, like this Sabo from OP4. Together with Sabo, I had to get Ace as well, of course. And I wanted Yamato from OP1. Look at the pretty rainbow. On the topic of One Piece, a must visit in Japan is the Mugiwara store. And yes, I picked up more lore stuff. This is the version 2 set of the Lore Heroes Can Batch blind packs. There are a total of 10 designs, all with lore on it. I especially wanted this one cause he lost his shirt. Opening up the first blind pack, the first lore I got is this one. Not too bad, it looks really nice. And yes, this is indeed a can batch. As for the next one, I got the lore that I wanted. The lore that lost his shirt. Wow, lucky. Now I don't care what I get next. For the last can batch, I got lore eating an onigiri. Okay, this one is really nice too. Lore hates bread but loves onigiri. It's such a cute detail for his character. At the Mugiwara shop, I also saw this press coin machine, and this one had a lore design. So I tried it out for only 200 yen. And well, just seeing the machine go was satisfying. Because I shopped at the Mugiwara store, I could continue using my point cards, and I managed to fill up the Sanji card. Thanks to that, I picked up the postcard of his wanted poster. Sadly, not too long after that, it seems like they stopped the point card system. Instead, they are now giving out these random postcards of the maximum figures. I got Sanji. Also, since 2025 is the year of the snake, they gave a boa postcard as well. Quite fitting since boa is the name of an actual snake. Other than the Mugiwara store, I also visited Animate. They had new KJ8 merch which released when I was in Japan, so I could grab this before the hoshina was out of stock. I also picked up more KJ8 postcard sets, as these are really nice quality postcards. Plus, they have hoshina included in the set. I picked up quite a bit of KJ8 stuff because, if I'm not wrong, for every 2,000 yen spent, I get a random postcard. And by keeping my total spending within a single receipt, I can get all the designs of the random postcards. This means I'm guaranteed a hoshina. And for this round, the bonus postcards are these ski versions, very fitting for the winter season. True enough, I got all the different designs of this postcard set, and it does include hoshina. Yay! When in Tokyo, a must-do is figure shopping. And according to most travel review sites and blogs, they say that shopping for figures is best done in Akiba, aka Akihabara. True enough, there are a lot of figure shops in Akiba, but most are at sculpted price. For example, this black magician girl was really tempting, but not for that price. Ami also has new figures on display, and after seeing them, one is usually more tempted to pre-order. And pre-order I did for these Gridman girls. I couldn't resist when I saw them in person. There are also better deals for figures outside of Tokyo. You can try book off for second-hand figures. Other than that, there are quite a few figure shops with Holy Grail worthy figures. I really wanted them, but no, not at that price, unless I'm a millionaire. Nonetheless, I did manage to snag some pretty good deals from Ami, traders, and some outskirts shops. They were way too bulky to bring back in the luggage, and I even got a 1/4 bunny for goodness sake. But have no fear, whatever can't fit in the luggage, ship it back to yourself. The box may be big, but as long as there's a jpost near you, all is well. Step 1. You must find a cardboard box, big enough for your figures. I made sure that this was someone else's trash before adopting them. Once you have packed your parcel, you are ready to create a shipping label. Go to the link in my description and create an account. Once you sign in, you must first fill up the sender's info. This is a Japan address for receiving return parcels which were unsuccessfully delivered. Hence, it is crucial to ensure that this address works for you to avoid the risk of losing your parcel. Next is the recipient info, which is your home address, where you want to ship this parcel to. Make sure it's correct, if not the parcel is gonna get lost too. Double check this at every stage. Next is the shipping details. My parcel is pretty big, so I went for parcel by sea shipping, the cheapest method available typically. Instructions for non-delivery, I opted for the parcel to be returned to my friend's address, and the return shipping must be by the most economical method. Well, hopefully all goes well. Next, I set the parcel as gift since it's to myself, and I declared everything that is in the parcel. What I'm sharing is just an example, so try to be as accurate as you can be when doing this for real. As for estimating the shipping price, to be honest, I don't really know how to do that. I kinda just YOLO'd and let the post office bill me whatever. For my huge parcel, I'm pretty sure that surface shipping would be the most cheapest option. Anyway, after you confirm your declaration, in the next page, you choose whether you want the insurance or not. Most importantly, I set the parcel as non-commercial. For the remaining mailing details, I left it as per default or blank. The staff at the post office will deal with these mailing details. Lastly, confirm the details and once again, double check the address. Once that's done, send the shipping label number or QR code to your email. If I'm not wrong, if you get the QR code, you must print the labels yourself. But if you declare more than 4 items in your parcel, you will get a number and you just have to show it to the staff at the counter. They will print the labels for you. Also, take note that most post offices are closed on the weekends and holidays, so you must plan when to mail your parcel correctly. During the new year, they have long holidays, so only selected post offices are open. Lastly, be warned, there are items which should not be included in the parcel, and here is the list to be informed. Anyway, back to the haul. The next type of merch I went around buying are, of course, these clear files. I bought so many. As long as they were pretty or have hoshina on it, I would buy them. So, just gonna skim through these files which I picked up. Okay, besides the files, I also got a few acrylic stands. I'm kinda running out of space for these things, so I had to cut down on acrylic stands in this trip. Regardless, I couldn't resist Hoshina. This acrylic stand of him skiing is so worth it since it's quite big. A giant Hoshina acrylic stand is always welcomed. I also got this Rengoku acrylic stand, especially when I could find him at such a good price for under 1,000 yen. The last bunch of acrylic stands which I could not resist was from Don Quixote, and these are of the boys from Gintama having dinner. If you see what they have on the table, it's hilarious. The stands are perfect for making silly photos at restaurants. Besides anime merch, this fancy find is from Don Quixote as well. And yes, it's a toy camera. And it actually works for something that is under 6,000 yen. Since this is a toy camera, the photos which it takes are of very low quality. However, they give off such a retro vibe. This makes it feel like I was in Japan back in the 80s. And not just photos. This toy camera can take videos as well. And the sound and video quality is actually not too bad. It's like an 80s retro film. Speaking of retro electronics, I was on a hunt for a retro Japanese flip phone. And I saw on Reddit that it's possible to find one in Denden Town. So after walking around Denden Town and going into almost every second-hand phone shop which I saw, I managed to find it. Yes, I found a pink retro flip phone and it still has buttons. Look at this glorious pink thing. This is the Sharp Aqua 602SH, the phone which never made it into Singapore phone shops back in the days. I love that this phone still has button pads. And if you're not from this era, you would never know that it was a thing to be able to type the fastest in class. And yes, we competed each other for that as kids. Despite how old this phone is, it seems to be working fine. The camera seems to be working well. Sure, it's a poor quality camera compared to an iPhone, but the retro vibe is romantic as it is. Even if the SIM card doesn't work, I can still connect to the Wi-Fi and access the internet. It's not too bad for simple searches. Also, I really love the lights on the front. It's so retro. So yeah, in Japan, dreams do come true. Moving on, another random merch which I found in Japan is from this very realistic looking food store at the Tokyo Skytree. Looking around the shop itself is just so fun because everything looks so real and delicious. And after going through every item, I found this bowl of ramen and I had to get it. It would make a really good offering for my Rengoku shrine. After all, that boy really likes to eat. Speaking of food, in Japan, there are a lot of food stores that have anime collabs. And these collabs give out anime merch which are really nice. I kinda wish that Singapore had more of this sort of anime collabs which are easily accessible. Most of the time, such collabs gathers a crowd of scalpers and within the first few days, everything is gone. So it really just ruins the mood and the vibe. Anyway, enough of that sad story. Here are some of the anime merch which I got from the collabs in Japan. Gintako is a takoyaki shop which frequently has anime collabs. During the time I was there was a Jujutsu Kaisen collab and I picked up this Yuji set and got some of the Yuji goodies. Together with the takoyaki, I got this folded box with Yuji on it. The print is nice and it's a lovely freebie to get for buying dinner. Besides the box, I also got this random blind pack and inside, I got the Yuji card. The card is shiny and quite pretty. A really nice piece of souvenir to get for, once again, having dinner. In Tokyo, I also found this Gigo which sold taiyaki and there was a KJ8 collab. I had to try it out. I mean, who could resist a hoshina shaped pancake? It's so adorable. Plus, for every pancake that you bought, you will get a random coaster. And in Japan culture, you can actually get the whole set if you buy the exact number of pancakes corresponding to the exact number of coasters. So it is possible to get the hoshina guaranteed. So I did that. Here is a skim through of all the coasters I got from this Gigo Taiyaki food collaboration with Kaiju number 8. Basically, I needed to get 11 pancakes in order to get the full set. So I am guaranteed the Hoshina coasters. That's right, I needed these too. Another grab and go food store where I found very interesting merch was at the Shin Osaka station, and it sells bento boxes. Yes, bento boxes, the ones which Rengoku really love eating in the Mugen Train arc. At that particular store, I found this Kuromi-shaped bento box, and the moment I saw this, I knew I had to get it. Like, look at this thing, it's so adorable. Plus, the food inside was pretty good. It's comparable to Family Mart's food, which is pretty nice actually. Well, food aside, this box is just super adorable. The last food-related goodie which I picked up is at Osaka, USJ. Yes, because I have the annual pass, I had to visit USJ to make my money's worth. And while I was there, I picked up this chocolate frog. Yes, the chocolate frog from Harry Potter. Every time I watch the movie and see the kids eat this chocolate frog, it just looks so delicious and I want to try one. So I picked this up. And the box looks pretty fancy as well. Other than the food collab merch which I bought in Japan, I also picked up the food collab merch which I pre-ordered in Japan. Well, actually a friend of mine who was staying in Japan pre-ordered it, and during the time I was there, it was released so I could just pick it up. How convenient was that? What I picked up was the Moss Burger collaboration with One Piece bag. And for the price of 5,000 yen, this bag is really worth it. It comes with 5,000 yen worth of Moss Burger coupons, so that covers like 3 to 4 meals. In addition, there are also many goodies in this bag. It's kinda thin right now because the bulky goods are being shipped to me, so they're on the way. However, this bag still contains the remaining items which I could fit in the luggage. So let me show you what I got. First and foremost is the paper bag. It has the Straw Hat crew members on it, so I'm keeping this with my newly formed paper bag collection. Next is a piece of handkerchief with the Straw Hat and Moss Burger logo on it. There is also a clear file, and it has Luffy as well as the Straw Hat crew on it at the back. The last and probably most precious item in this bag is the exclusive promo card of Luffy eating Moss Burger. It's not exactly rare now, so you can currently find this for a good price on Mercari. Besides buying stuff in Japan, there are actually a lot of freebies which you can pick up in Japan. And I'm talking about really beautiful pamphlets like these. You can find such pretty pamphlets around Japan, either at shopping malls or movie theaters. For example, I got this really pretty artwork of the Mononoke movie from the Toho cinemas. Look at how pretty this is. At the Mugiwara shop, they also give out really pretty One Piece related pamphlets. And that's where I got this really lovely chopper pamphlet. I mean, they are kind of promoting their Harajuku shop right now, so get this while it's still available. It's free, why not? Some shops also give out really pretty catalogs. For example, I stumbled upon a fashionable clothes shop that had a Elden's Ring collaboration. I couldn't really buy the clothes cause they are pretty pricey. But I could get this free catalog, and flipping through it kinda satisfies me. The clothes and accessories in this collab are really gorgeous. Pretty expensive, so I'll just settle with the free catalog. The Pokemon Center also likes to give out freebies on special occasion. For example, while I was there during the Christmas period, they were giving out these really cute Christmas cards. So I picked one up. After all, it's free. Besides pamphlets, you can also go around collecting chop stamps in Japan. Many places have these little chop stations around, so you just have to keep a lookout for it. But you do need your own paper to get those chop stamps. I personally bought this very cute notebook from Syria, which is a 100 yen store that has everything. So if you're in Japan, it is a must check out, just like Daiso. So I brought this notebook everywhere I went to pick up some of the little chops that I could find. Of course, most of the chops that I got are from the jump stop station. After all, every jump shop has a stamp station. So yeah, these are some of the freebies you can look out for when you're in Japan. Besides attending events and shopping, in Tokyo, there are also attractions that has anime collabs. The most memorable one which I attended was at the Tokyo Immersive Fort. Like, look at this thing. The details of what you can do at this place, as well as the map of the venue, is portrayed in a newspaper format. And that totally matches the setting of the place. It is truly immersive. For this attraction, you require tickets to enter, and for myself, I managed to get tickets on the day I visited at the venue itself. There's a QR code at the entrance and you just have to make an account and purchase a ticket to get in. Luckily for myself, there was a Tokyo Revengers game and there were still tickets available. So I got that one to get in. And the Tokyo Revengers game, it was so fun. It's like an escape room concept, but the room is really big. Plus, you get to see the Tokyo Revengers characters roaming around the area. Sadly, for most of these games, photos and videos are not allowed. But I managed to get some snippets of my experience inside and I've captured that in a little shorts video. So do check it out if you're interested to see what's the Immersive Fort like. Phew, that was a lot. By the way, I'll be leaving a link to my itinerary in the description below. So if you're interested in planning a trip similar to mine, do check it out. With that, if you enjoyed what you saw, do leave a like and subscribe with notifications to stay tuned to more videos. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye bye!